throws me a towel and I come out, but I don't really know, but it's been coming, you know, and I'm sure I'll make a formal announcement. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was Mr. Jenks?
Next question.
Did you ever, okay. Did you ever meet Dave Van Der Rank?
Oh, you mean Dave Van Ronk?
Dave Van Ronk. Yeah.
Yeah, does everybody Dave Van Ronk.
One of them.
It's the same guy. Yeah, same guy. Dave Van Ronk was a big influence on me because I started off as a folk singer a long time ago, and Dave Van Ronk was from the Greenwich Village back in the '60s, so I used to always hear about him on the radio. So when I went to see him perform, and then one day we actually were doing a double bill at J.C. Dobbs on South Street. So I opened up for him, and when I was finished my set, I went upstairs to see this legendary folk singer from Greenwich Village. I said, "Hey Dave, man, I'm so honored to be opening up for you." I was like kind of younger than him, you know, kind of still a kid. 39, you know? And still in awe of Dave Van Ronk. And you know, I sincerely said to him, I said, you know, if it wasn't for you, I would never be in show business now. And he just turned to me and sort of like blurted out, and with his like guttural laughter, "Everybody's got somebody to blame, kid." He just kept laughing, then he went on stage. But that's his true
Last one, on people you know. What do you think of Donovan?
Donovan's on his way tonight. He'll be here a little bit later on. We're going to do a duo. Yeah.
Has University of Pennsylvania ever offered you an honorary degree yet?
No, but there was a little problem. They were thinking of giving me an honorary. University of Penn was actually thinking of giving me an honorary degree, I guess in music or something like that, I guess. And but a couple of years ago, I went up and I did a performance at the Penn Club in New York City, and right in the middle of New York City where the Penn Club is. And I was supposed to do a performance with my guitar player that plays with me a lot out there, and I kind of passed out on stage, and that kind of put the honorary degree on hold.
What are you thinking about right now?
What I'm thinking about right now, this pin and what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'm going to use it later on tonight. You know, everybody wants to let me know. You know. Who wants to get pinned? And if you do want to get pinned, aren't you being entertained? I stole that one.
You still play at Smokey Joe's?
27 straight years I've been at Smokey Joe's every Tuesday night at midnight. It's a rough ride out there because I go on at midnight, and each song has to be really fast, you know. So I got a lot of Bruno Mars up my sleeve. I got a lot of Justin Timberlake up my sleeve. You know, so it's a hell of a ride. But yeah, 27 years. If anybody is awake at midnight this Tuesday coming up, come out and meet me. I mean, Smokey Joe's on Penn campus.
To follow up on that, do you feel exploited at that gig, or do you feel like an exploiter? Do you feel exploited at that gig, or do you feel like an exploiter?
I don't think I've ever been an exploiter. But I do think that musicians, you know, do get exploited, but in a fun way. It's like we are co-conspirators via our own narcissism to allow ourselves to be exploited.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Very deep.
True story.
Maybe Penn should give you an honorary degree in philosophy.
I know. One time, University of Penn once actually had me come in and do a guest speaking at Wharton Business, and the point of it was like my non-fascination with money. I had to talk for 20 minutes about it didn't mean shit to me, and all these young students what the fuck is this guy from another planet? And I was explaining to them, money is nothing. At Wharton, I should have filmed that one. Yeah.
Your opinion on art museums, what do you think we should do with them?
We should hide all art museums. Hide all art museums. Hide them behind huge Rocky statues. Like really big Rocky statues. And because really, the end result of an art museum is that it gives people the wrong, let me see, they've done a lot of dangerous things, art museums, if you know what I'm saying. And you know what I'm saying, right? They're dangerous. They're basically dangerous. So we should hide them, or we should burn them all down like if they were just trees. And like, that's what we have to do, burn down art museums. Yeah.
Encouraging free expression.
They're encouraging free expression, yeah. Gotta stop it, gotta stop it. I think there's more to that answer, but I can't remember it right now. Yeah.
What's your take on politics?
I don't really, actually I don't have a take on politics because I treasure my sanity. I don't have to have an opinion because aren't there enough political scientists out there running around now?
What's your take on alcoholism?
Hold on. What's my take on alcoholism? Alcoholism ain't what it used to be, ain't what it used to be, ain't what it used to be. Alcoholism ain't what it used to be a lot of fun all together now. Alcoholism ain't what it used to be, ain't what it used to be, ain't what it used to be. Alcoholism ain't what it used to be a lot of fun. That's why. Okay, before the night's out, I want to send these googly eyes out. People can reach in the bag and just remember that you were here at this mysterious, fucking insane affair.
At least two.
Yeah, take at least 2 or 3.
Two eyes.
Okay, to
What
follow
was
up
the string trick?
on string trick.
Let's do that a little later on the string.
Okay, to follow up on that last one, do you enjoy drinking?
No, I fucking hate drinking. I fucking hate it, man. I'm serious, I'm fake.
To follow up on that, do you still stand by your position that crack is fairly harmless?
Do I still feel that crack cocaine is fairly harmless? Absolutely. Crack cocaine is no big deal. I've been saying this for years, you know. I did it for a couple of years. I used to do it with 2 ex-police officers in West Philly all the time. We would go through like different parts of West Philly. I was the driver for the cops, right? True, fake. And so we would go to some pretty wild places where people are like breaking up their chairs and throwing them into like a fireplace to keep the place warm so we could do as much crack cocaine. If you haven't been there, this is the shit. I mean, like, so a lot of people think crack is a big deal, but it's no big deal. And I stopped, like I did it for 2 years and one day I just stopped because it's like, it's not addictive. It's only addictive while you're doing it. But when you get done doing it, you're unaddicted. So, I know you people don't understand it, but like the media makes a big deal out of it. And people, unfortunately, the most unfortunate thing is people that have never done crack cocaine, they're the problem. You know?
Oh, man.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, all right, so in the intro we heard that you defined bifocals as somebody who can play a great guitar. Do you still believe that?
Yeah, I think a bifocal is someone who plays a good guitar. I still believe that, yeah. It's because I've worked with bifocals in my life, and I worked with non-bifocals in my life. And the non-bifocals could not play a good guitar, but the bifocals play a good guitar.
Okay, to follow up on that, how would you describe Jim Fogarty in those regards?
He's got those bifocals, they're like triple layered, they're like close, far, close, 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 far. He's a good bifocal, I love Jim Fogarty. He's a motherfucking bifocal to the second power, motherfuckers! Yeah. What about you? Sorry.
No, you go.
Somebody was out asking questions. What do you got?
How would you most like to die?
I'm dead serious right now. The answer to this is I would love, absolutely love, to be assassinated while performing on stage.
People are lining up.
True story. People are lining up. Get the word out. Get the word out. I want this shit to happen soon. You know what I mean?
Do you consider yourself a politician?
In a way, yeah, sure. I'm a politician, sure. But I have my own party. Yeah, I got my own party. There's no presidents or leaders in it. Just musicians. Yeah. Yeah.
What musical artists do you think really need to be re-examined or under-known?
Man, that's a good question. What musical artist do I feel needs to be re-examined? Someone who might be obscure. He's obscure now. That we should go back and like look deeply into his contribution to art and music. That's the question.
Yeah.
You know, you think Bobby Goldsboro comes to mind. You know, Bobby Goldsboro, and then let me see, White Snake. Remember White Snake? Right? They're great. You know, and Milli Vanilli. I think Milli Vanilli. No, hold on. Listen, I got a point to make here. Milli Vanilli should get their fucking Grammys back, and I'll tell you why. Because they gave them Grammys, if you remember. Then the Grammys were taken away, right? Remember? Because they were lip singing in the studio. When you turn on award shows now, what's going on? They were pioneers in lip singing shit. They should get their fucking Grammys back. That's what, yeah. So we need to look back and rechart history regarding Milli Vanilli. Maybe what's that guy? Ice-T? What's that guy? No, Ice Baby. What's that guy's name? Vanilla Ice. That was a very significant philosophy. That guy culturally very significant. Vanilla Ice. Yeah. Okay, good question. I like that. Okay.
Yes, we hear you have a very unusual food regime and odd diet.
People think I have a very odd food regime, like rules and regulations. I do. And I'll give you a Cliff Notes version of it. I break food into two categories. There's forward food and there's reverse food, right? Well, forward food would be like habanero peppers, raw onions, garlic. That would be like super forward. Reverse would be like cheese, ice cream, Coca-Cola. One of the biggest bad reverse foods would be pizza. I've never had a pizza. I don't eat cheese. And but you got the forward and the reverse. And one of the easiest ways for me to remember the difference between the two is most food that's man-made, and if it ends in a vowel, that's reverse. Like manicotti, bologna, pizza, things like that. That's reverse. Ends in a vowel, man-made. However, if it comes out of the ground and drops from a tree and it ends in a vowel like apple or rice, that's forward. Follow me? Yeah. So I've been spending the last 4 decades of my life trying to eat forward foods. Now when you get into liquid, I can do liquids that are man-made that end in a vowel. Like for instance, vodka. I can do that. But when it comes to like solid food, think about this tonight or tomorrow when you eat again. If that food you eat is man-made and ends in a vowel, get rid of it. Because it's going to get you. It's going to get crack cocaine is better for you than pizza. I stand by that.
Cocaine ends in a vowel.
Are
Yeah, but it's a drug.
food?
Let's just say crack. It ends in a consonant. If it ends in a consonant, you're doing good. Yeah.
Are there certain colors you won't eat?
I won't eat anything that's red or round or red. I've never had a meatball.
So no apples.
No, they come out of the ground. If they come out of the ground and are round, I can do it. But if it's man-made and it's round, I can't eat it. And you should follow my food regimen. You'd be surprised how well you feel.
Is there a way to eat peanut butter?
That's peanut butter. I had a psychological problem for decades with peanut butter. I don't know what, because that's like there's forward and reverse, then there's peanut butter. It's sort of like the black hole of I don't know if I don't eat peanut butter. I just don't eat it. So I don't know if there's an answer.
Oh, I thought you could eat it off a spoon, possibly.
You probably could eat it off a spoon.
Oh, but then it's round.
But these are trick questions. You're trying to. This is a gotcha. I'm gonna get clear with the peanut butter question. All right.
Patty Hearst.
Patty Hearst. I used to only date girls that look like Patty. Did I tell you this? Did I talk about this?
Pay attention back there.
The woman behind the curtain.
I have a song about Patty Hearst. It's only 2 seconds long. Want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like 30 seconds long. It's not finished. It's not copyrighted. It will never be copyrighted because I don't copyright anything. I have everything decopyrighted. I think did I talk about that earlier?
Yes.
Yeah. Here we go. Right? You guys can help out. Like an audience solo. Like you know, those good lead guitar solos. This is like an audience solo. Patty Hearst, Patty Hearst, Patty Hearst. Patty Hearst, Patty Hearst, Patty Hearst. Patty Hearst. Do it together now. Patty Hearst, Patty Hearst, Patty Hearst. Patty Hearst, Patty Hearst, Patty Hearst. Patty Hearst. That's it. See? Now that would be a hit on WXPN. Would they play it, huh? I'm going over there with the Syrup Cane tonight. You know, you should hear that story. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so you have a new song coming out called Glass Eye Blues.
Yes, the Glass Eye Blues.
What's it about, and any other blues tunes?
Okay, as you know, I'm really into the blues. I'm writing, the song's almost done. It's called the Glass Eye Blues. It's about a guy with a glass eye, and then somehow he grows a glass leg, and then he grows like a glass ear. You know, then he grows some other glass appendages and shit. And it's sort of like, it's psychotic, really. And it's kind of like a Cyclops movie. So it's a Cyclops movie to like a blues melody. So that's the story behind the Glass Eye song, which is coming out. But I have a couple other blues songs. One called Never Knowing How to Lose Blues that I wrote a few years back and recorded. And that's about a guy that no matter what he does, goes to the casinos or bets on horses or whatever, he keeps winning. And he keeps winning and winning. And then at some point he just gets really depressed and very miserable and unhappy. And he develops a case of never knowing how to lose blues because he got sick and tired of winning. So he's got the never knowing how to lose blues. And then I have another song on another album called The Speed Reading Blues. And that's about me when I went to a speed reading school and I just couldn't pick up the speed reading like template, you know, so there's some of my contributions to the blues scene right there. Yeah.
How many different bands have you had? What are some of their names?
I've had like about 24, 25 different bands. The first band was called Wasted Lunch, you know, takeoff of the William Burroughs novel called Naked Lunch, you know, because we all know that, right? And then there was like the Secret Kids, and then there was the men from Kweder, then there was the men from Povich. And the funny thing about the men from Kweder was like, it was Kenn Kweder and the men from Kweder, which was like only a megalomaniac would put his name in twice. Like, okay, I'll do it. So then it was like, you know, recently we have the men from Kenn Kweder and the men from Wawa. There's the men, Kenn Kweder and the hipster Mind Tricks. So all great bands. So that's just sort of like a short